return to all those pop-ups again. Rascal heard me setting this up and he came running over. Now he's sitting here and I can't move my arm. He's on my arm. And for some reason my hand is hurting, not the arm he's sitting on. This one. My finger is hurting. I don't know why. It feels like somebody drove a needle under my fingernail. That's what it feels like. Been doing it for like an hour now. I thought I had a splinter. There's nothing there. Nothing. Not even a cut or a scratch, nothing. It's gotta be a pinched nerve. I don't know what else it could be. How do you pinch a nerve in your finger like that, though? It just started all of a sudden. I was sitting here and I was watching YouTube videos. I was watching Dollar Smash was streaming. I was just watching his stream. And it happened all of a sudden. I was just sitting not doing anything. So, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to play the game because my finger is being weird. I don't know why. This is the finger I had surgery on before, isn't it? I can see all these scars. Huh. I wonder if that has something to do with it. But that was years ago. Shouldn't have anything to do with it, should it? Oh. Rask, I need my hand, and you don't need my hand. Wait. Keyboard turned on? I don't have the keyboard turned on. Wait. Yes, I moved that so you could stay there. Now you're trying to... I know, playing with keyboard's fun. Okay. Leave keyboard on. You're saying? Determines why sometimes he shows up when I turn the game on, other times he doesn't. I get probably depend on where he is in the house and if he hears me setting up. It's obvious he comes over and he hears me setting this up because he comes over. See, now you started out with your head. I saw you have your head. That's the part that's confused me. That's different. I did it before. A year ago when it just happened before. When it did it before, it wasn't loading in his head. I thought, oh yeah, purple cow. I forgot. I put that on like, what, 2 or 3 hours ago? And then I went and watched YouTube videos. I forgot she was there. But there she is. Where's ours? We were trying to figure out that, and I didn't figure out that, and... Why? Where did ours go? Did our horse unspawn? He shouldn't have unspawned. Alright, let's look at the map. Is our horse on the map? Right in front of us, according to the map. You behind this bush? You're behind this bush, and I couldn't see you. I see you now. There you are. I see loot. What's it doing here? It's something dead loot. Something dead loot. It is a dead bandit loot. You're fatigued. Wait. You know, we're in an area where you can meditate. Go back over here and meditate. He's fatigued enough to need to meditate, and I think we got a long ways to go before we get to the next place we can meditate, don't we? I hear a dog tripping over something. I need 4 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. 4 should do it. I did hear a dog tripping over something. She's blind. She can't see what she's doing anymore. And so now you need a drink. You can still have a drink in your pockets. You do. Okay. Yeah, I wish we could ride a cow. There's our horse again. You hearing back over there again, Russ? Where did we figure out that we was going? We wanted to be about halfway between the Twin Peak Mountain and the palace. And since we can see Mont Crane, that means we're facing the wrong direction. There's our horse. We're having a hard time seeing our horse between these bushes. Alright, there's that mountain. Mountain. Palace. So, kind of this way. Wasn't there another thing besides that for some reason we can't pick up? I forgot to check. I think there's probably a mod conflicting with it. The HD graphics mod 12th edition seems to have a lot of bugs because we started having a huge amount of bugs when we updated from the 10th edition to the 12th edition. The 11th edition I wasn't using because the 11th edition was extremely bugged out. The 12th edition seems to be even more bugged out. It looks like a lot of the bugs that were in the 11th edition weren't fixed. And there's additional bugs besides now. And we started having that issue what we just had, it was a few hours ago. It was like, what, 6-7 hours ago? However long ago it was that we had that really short stream when I was waiting for Ben. We've been having that exact same issue with a lot of the loot. And it's always chest items. And they did edit the chest. So I'm wondering if somehow that mod editing the chests has messed up the ability to loot the chest. It shouldn't, because it shouldn't be editing the chunk files. It should only be editing the texture files. But if they're editing the chunk files, then it could. So I'm going to have to open it up and see. Are you a merchant we can buy from, or are you just one of those decorative merchants that stands there and don't let us buy anything? Okay. Are any of the traveling merchants still talking to us in Tucson? It's been a long time since we've been able to talk to a traveling merchant in Tucson. Ever since back when we had the Fisher King traveling with us and he was attacking monsters, and that traveling merchant got killed and he was still tracking monsters, and for some reason the monster wouldn't die, so he kept attacking the monster, and the merchant would respawn and walk back. Now he killed that same merchant 4 or 5 times. I didn't know he was doing it. I was over doing something else. Then I got over there and I was like, oh, look at all these dead merchants we can loot. And ever since then, none of the traveling merchants have talked to us in Tucson. I think we killed them too many times and now they won't talk to us. There you are. How many of them are there? I only heard 2. Can they spawn in 2s? I don't remember. Most monsters spawn in odd numbers, though not even numbers. Where are we? Did we get attacked by an archospore? I wasn't expected to walk into a monster attack here. So where'd the other one go? Killed one over here somewhere. We got off the horse, picked that flower, and I saw another flower and I started walking towards it. That way. And that jumped out and attacked us here. Was it just the bulbs that died and not more than one stalk? Okay, where are we? I don't remember archospores being here. Where we are. No. I do not remember archospores here where we are. Are you trying to come up? Is that what's going on? Wait a minute. I seem to have a dog trying to climb up the side of the chair because she's in the wrong place. Coming up. You can come up. There you go. Is that what you wanted? You're trying to tuck in? Alright, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, I know. It's cold tonight. It's snowing. Okay, only your nose is under the blanket. Move all of you under the blanket. You know what? Your blanket's here. Wait a minute. I've got your blanket. You got the hiccups? A little trouble here with the hiccups. There you go. You tucked in? I'm going to keep This is very cold tonight. It's snowing, so it's not below 0, but cold enough to be snowing. What was I doing? Boy, it doesn't take much to sidetrack me. That's right, we was being confused as to why would we be attacked by archosaurs here. We don't have the random encounters mod on. So anything that attacks us in the game is something the game developers put there right now, because you shouldn't be able to jump that high. But we don't have a mod that's having extra monsters attacking us. So anything that is attacking us is something in the vanilla game that the game developers put there. And I don't remember that being a place where archosaurs attack. That's that place where the ghouls are, and I think we already did that, right? Gills is scared of something. I don't see what you're seeing, but I'm thinking, isn't it rot fiends? Aren't we in an area where there's rot fiends? I'm gonna go get my horse. We're getting too far away from the horse. There's an area where there's Kikimores and another one where there's rot fiends, and they're both not far from here. So it could be one or the other. And ghouls are close or by over there. Wild boars and rot fiends, right? Is that what we're coming up on? I'll pick flowers. Gills has stopped being scared? Gills has stopped being scared. So what was scaring him? Gills has stopped being scared. We got our horse and came over here to see what it was that was scaring him. I think this is the rot fiend area, isn't it? Did travel companions come over here and kill something? Panthers? Come over here and kill something? Rot fiends, okay. The panthers must have come over here and killed stuff while I wasn't looking. That would explain why Gills isn't scared anymore. They're all dead. And we haven't done this quest yet, have we? What's the Avallac'h quest? We were not far from the mine over there. That's right, we were. There's a merchant near the mine. In the mine. At the mine. I don't remember how many rot fiends there are in this area. We needed rot fiend blood for something, didn't we? What did we need it for? I remember needing it for something. I don't know what for. And there were wild boars up here. Right? Rot fiends there means wild boars here. And ghouls? There were ghouls over there. Weren't there ghouls over here too, though? I'm trying to remember what the Panthers. Okay, the Panthers have run ahead to fight something. What did you run ahead to fight? I don't know what they're fighting. They ran ahead to fight something. We're getting too close to the mountain. That's not the direction we wanted to go. We're going the wrong way again, like we always do. Panthers came back. You killed whatever it was then. Are we going to be able to find the loot? Yes, I see loot sparkles. That answered my question quickly. Ah, Endricas. Endricas are what were with the wild boars. I knew there was something with the wild boars. So the wild boars are up there more, aren't they? It has been so long since we've been in this section of the map. The kicking moors are down there. I'm trying to remember where we are in comparison to where we want to be. And the Avallac'h place is over there, right? Is it? Gil's scared again. And now you're done being scared. All right. We're kind of getting too far away from our horse. Isn't there a campsite over here? And the campsites where the wild boars were? Up here by these rocks. Yes? Yes, there's a campsite. Okay, we are where I thought we were. And the panthers are running ahead to kill something. Having the panthers with us makes it good. We don't have to fight very often. What are you killing? Rot fiends, right? Is that what I see? Looks like rot fiends. And I think there's a quest here, but we already did it, right? I think so. Also, if you're wondering why there's a purple cow with us, read the novels. It's a character in the novels. Where did you guys leave? You were up here, right? Was it bandits? I see a dead bandit over there. I can't tell if it's a generic bandit corpse or if you guys just killed it, but I also see flowers, so we're gonna get those first. Yes, you're generic corpses. That's what I thought. What you guys killed should be around here somewhere because we saw you fighting something. But I changed directions several times, so we may be in the wrong place now. I think I still have a fever. I think the fever went away and then came back. Because I was feeling better for, what, a day or two. Now I feel like I have a fever again. There it is. Okay, you were all the way up here. We should have brought our horse with us. I didn't realize it was this far away. I saw it, and it was a rot fiend. Okay. Did not realize it was this far away. Didn't look this far away. And weren't there two of them? Didn't I see you fighting two of them? There should be a second one. I do not see a second one. There it is. Is there three? only saw him fighting 2. I think there's only 2. No, there's 3. You are got loot. Is there 4? There's 4. You've got 2 loot on top of each other. That means that one over there died and exploded and probably killed these 2 right beside it. It's close enough to have done that. Well, that's 4. That means there should be a 5th one then. Because nothing travels in 4s. If you've got 4 of something, then you've got a 5th one because nothing spawns in 4s in the game.
This time, we must let her resolve her grief.
That's the area over there where Avallac'h is, right? Which we don't want to do that quest, so we want to go back. Also, where'd we leave our horse? I zigzagged so much I don't know which direction I left our horse. I need to pay better attention to where exactly I am when I get off the horse. That's what I need to do. Problem is, I'm usually looking at something and focused on something when I get off the horse, and I don't think to pay attention to where we get off the horse. We got off the horse quite a distance from the camp, didn't we? And that direction this way, right? Left the horse closer to the river thing. For some reason, our horse blends in really good into sun with the landscape, and I can never find it. And half the time I'm looking right at it. It's always into sun. That time we lost our horse, and our horse was standing right beside us. It was literally right beside us in a bush. It was in one of these bushes just like this, and it was right beside us, and we couldn't find it, and I kept calling it and calling it, and we could hear it, and when we looked on the map it was right beside, and we could not see it at all. That was in Tucson as well. We're heading towards Mount Gorgon. Do we want to head towards Mount Gorgon? Wait a minute. Mount Gorgon, the direction we're heading to that tower right there, but we're not heading towards that tower. We're heading off to the side of it before we get to it. We're back to the not quite a river thing. We've gone downhill just enough that I can't even see anything we were looking at before. There's our horse. I was right. We did leave it near the river thing. Look how well it blends in, though. I think it's because of all the colors we're using. Just, it camouflages. You're not the bridge we were looking for, right? What's this bridge on the map? So we're aiming closer to the mountain, which we don't want to do. We want... Should we follow this river? Is this followable, or is it just a little pond? No, it's just a little pond. You guys are running ahead to fight with something. What are you running ahead to fight? Kikimores. Yes, Kikimores all over this area. We're really close to the end of the world here. There was one big Kikimore here. You can climb up those mountains. There's a treasure chest on one of them. Is there one on both of them? There might be a treasure chest on both of them. I can't remember.
This way.
So we've gone the wrong way. Like we always do. Because we weren't supposed to come over to this mountain. We were supposed to go to the middle of it from the palace. There's the palace over there. Is that? What is this? I don't remember which one you are. Was that the one that has the centipedes? I don't know. We went by it too quick. This is that bridge. I remember this bridge. Oh, we got stuck on this bridge so many times. That was the random encounters mod. We kept crossing this bridge. And apparently right at the end of it, we were coming this way like we're doing now. Right at the end of it here, there is apparently a spot where rabbits spawn in. Right here. And monsters kept coming up right there and killing us. So we kept coming across the bridge. We came across the bridge and a monster popped up and killed us. And then we came across the bridge and we could not get across the bridge. And it wasn't doing it like a normal, the way random encounters should work. It would just pop it up underneath our feet as we went over it. This is that bridge that happened to. That's the old original Random Encounters mod. And that bridge is not the bridge we're looking for. Is that bridge is probably on the map too, right? Yes. Okay, you are not the bridge we want either. We're still looking for that bridge we were looking for the other day too. Okay, palace is that way. Are you the prison? We wanted to be on this side of the prison. So we want to go this way, right? Do we? We're heading up towards Mount Gorgon. Do we want to head up towards Mount Gorgon? Who are you guys? Do I know you guys? Is this a vintner place? This looks like one of those vintners that we rescued type places. Is that what this is? I don't remember, so we're gonna get off and look around because I can't remember.
This way.
This is the Shelmar one, right? This has got a Shelmar cave look to it. You can't loot that? Someone's looting. I see elf ruins. I remember which cave this is. Are you a ladder? We should use ladders instead of dying like we always do. Is this the one that has the alchemist somewhere? Avallac'h didn't like the square tills fighting.
Which does not mean it will be easy to execute.
I see mushrooms up there. We had so much trouble finding suet mushrooms when we needed them. Now we got, what, 7,000 and something of them last time I looked, or more than that. Now we've been picking stuff for a while. You doing this thing. There we go. Break you out of it. You can't get up here. Really? It won't let him climb up. Alright. I guess we have to swim all the way around. I think that's because there was a quest here, right? Yeah, the quest would have forced you to go all the way around.
As many as it takes.
So that's where we just came from. That means over here's where we didn't go. According to the novels, the humans were actively destroying the elf ruins because of a very Planet of the Apes reason. Humans had dug down far enough to discover that they used to be elves, and the elves were slowly turning into humans. And the humans hate elves so much that they couldn't tolerate the fact that, oh my god, we used to be elves. We evolved from elves. So they went around starting to destroy all the elf ruins so that nobody else could discover that. And that is why we are traveling with a purple bison.
Tally-ho!
Yes, I know that makes no sense. But that's the reason. Because that purple cow is the missing link. As I said, when people compare the Witcher series to Game of Thrones, I was like, are you sure? I mean, how many purple cows are prancing around in Game of Thrones? Or unicorns? Or a giant snake that's several hundred feet long and can turn into an elf when he wants to, like right now. Avallac'h's a giant snake when he's not an elf. I wonder what logic people use when they say the Witcher series is just like the Game of Thrones. It's nothing like the Game of Thrones. I'm thinking people who say that never actually read the novels and have no clue. Okay. You're the palace. You're the prison. You're that way. So we should kind of be going that way, I think. We could look at the map and find out, but... yeah. We like wandering and trying to memorize the locations as we see them, rather than look at the map. We do need to try to learn to memorize places in the world better because, hey look, we encountered another purple one. Hiding over here in the bushes. Oh, two of them hiding over here in the bushes. I like this one. It was just released a few hours ago also. Well, this is what Gills was scared of, is a dead wild boar here. Gills was scared for a second back there. Did he stop being scared? I forgot, we need to make it so the wild boars don't attack. I was going to do that and I forgot all about it. Well, we wanted to go all the way around the lake and get to the other side of the prison. And that we have now done. We are all the way around the lake and on the other side of prison. I think this was the spot we wanted. Which means we now need to go up there. I'm trying to remember, because that was, what, 3 days ago that I looked at the map and mapped out in my head where we were going. And now I haven't looked at it again to see where it was, so now I'm trying to remember it. Is that it right there? Are we looking at the right one? Is this another? Is this another mine thing? What did we just find here? That looks like you can climb. Stop trying to jump. Stop trying to jump. There you go. You could climb. We're going to aim that direction because I think that's the one we want to go. But I'm not sure. So we'll aim that direction and find out. It's cold enough to be snowing, and the window is open, and the air conditioner is on. And I am roasting. I definitely have a fever. It says it's raining. Does this look like rain? Why does it say it's raining? I hear thunder. Must be getting ready to start to rain. We didn't want to go all the way to Tashamutna. And I don't know if that's Tashamutna or not. So we could be going the wrong way. We'll go and find out if this is Tashamutna because I can't remember which one of these castle things Tashamutna is. It should be high enough up that we could look down and see where we wanted to go. So we should be able to find it from there, right? Unless we find it before we get there. which is also a possibility. Ow! I'm glad we had Gwen on. Does one hit kill Avallac'h if we don't have Gwen on? He can't take a hit from them. Were there only two? Centipedes do come in only twos. They're one of the ones that does. And this was an area it said wasn't unlocked. We just unlocked a new marker. Oh, we had all the markers unlocked in this Baron Bilgert's. Are you getting up? I'm being kicked by a little dog. What are you doing? You trying to get up? You're stuck in a blanket? Alright, wait a minute. I know. I don't know why you're getting up. God. I can move my leg now. That helps. Couldn't move my leg before she was sitting my leg. We're stuck in a cow. And that's a monster nest. We don't want to destroy monster nests because they will come back if we don't. Is this the place you go with that guy with the camera on his head? Because I know we did avoid the area where you're supposed to go with him because we were going to at some point do that quest and we just avoided that area because we weren't ready to do that quest at the time we were here before. I hear wolves. I hear wolves. And it's now gotten dark enough that I can't see very far away in the game. When you go to Testament now in the quest, you don't actually go there. It's just, hey, you ready to go there? And then boom, cutscene pops you over there. It's one of those places that it makes it look like you can't get to it outside the quest, and you can. Because I rarely see it outside the quest, though, I can never remember which building it is. Teshamutna. Okay, we are at Teshamutna. There's the Banshee. Are you being one of those glitched out ones that we can't kill? And if so, why? No. You were just high enough leveled that you weren't dying immediately. Why is she so high level? Did I change her level? I did change the levels of all the monsters in this game. Some of them more than others. Alright. We can climb up onto part of Metesham now. I can't remember. Can we climb on the tower here? I know we can get up pretty high and we can see quite an area. And where we want to go is not far from Teshamet now. So if we get up high and look down around the area, we should be able to see it. And is this an area we can climb up? You can't get in there? Really? You're actually too tall for something. This is an area we can climb down. Okay, that's the prison. We can get all the way to the top, can't we? I think we can. Have we not been up here since the first Avallac'h playthrough? I was thinking the last time we went up here, we had the Siri clothes. And that was the first Avallac'h playthrough. No handholds there. I don't remember how we get up here, but I know we get up here before. I remember doing it. And I know we did it with Avallac'h. We've got screenshots of him up on top of this thing. I just don't remember how we got him up there. Is there a ladder somewhere? I don't remember there being a ladder. I thought we had to climb up weird things that didn't look like you could climb up like we're doing right now. There's our horse again, so we've gone all the way around. And this is where we first started climbing up, right?
You should see the truth.
Ah, we're going to fall off. Can you climb back up from here? No, stop walking. Okay. This is what we did before. And we got stuck over there. Don't do that again. Quite a bit of Tashamuni you can explore outside the quest, both before and after the quest. I have never seen anybody do it. Okay, there's the prison. Question is, was it before here? Yep, now you're dead. I don't think there's any high point in this game that we haven't killed him on yet. Since we climb up all the high spots. Are you going to do one of those things? This game appears to be having trouble. It often does on towers, doesn't it? You need a drink and you need to meditate. Would this be classified as a safe place to meditate? There's our horse.
When she also means trouble, she must learn to control her abilities.
What we wanted was between the palace and the mountain before Tashamuna, right?
When she also means trouble,
Should
she
be
must learn to control her abilities.
down there. Can we get over there without dying? Okay, I'm going to classify this place up here as a safe place to meditate since we are very high up. At 4 hours you needed, right? Is that what I don't know. We'll go 4 hours. That's gonna put us almost at midnight. Okay. Now it's nighttime. any food in your pockets?
I left him a letter. Rejoined him in November.
You do? Oh, did we just make you sick? We might have just made you sick. We're carrying that fruit pie thing in our pockets now, aren't we? That says like 60%. Why is your fatigue going up so much? You're not overburdened. I can see you're not overburdened. Why is that doing that? I don't know. Look at the sky. Wow. We don't see the night sky in Toussaint very often. We're hardly ever in Toussaint at night, aren't we? It's almost always daytime when we're here. I like Toussaint at night. It has a nice blue cast to it. Different from the yellow cast it has in the daytime. Ah, there's that bug. Skybox Bug. I don't know how to fix that. I have never tried to edit the Skybox, so I know it's causing it. I just don't know how to fix it. Okay, so what did we determine? Palace. So we should want about there, or am I, no, there. No. Wrong body of water. We want there. Yes. I like that sky. That way? Kind of, sort of. There's actually a road. Goes almost to it. Interesting. Okay. And this is where we just were, right? And what's this? Find a place with... So that's an archospore nest, right? I think it is. So what can we see that we can use for a marker? Oh, we were really close to it. Wow. We actually went right by it and didn't see it. If we went straight across to the water and just followed the water down, we'd go right to it. Have we ever found it from not going the waterway? Because that is the way we've gone before. How do we get down from here? How do we get up here? up here on this, right? We found loot. There's a lot of loot here if you explore Teshumutna. And there's a hidden door that you can only access during the quest, which is where a huge amount of very rare loot is. Loot everything when that opens up, because you can't get back there outside of the quest. It only unlocks during the quest. You'll reach a point where a quest brings you here. When that quest brings you here, there'll be a trap door, and when you go in that trap door, there's loot everywhere. The quest is going to do what the game always does. Hurry, 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 Geralt, quick, hurry, quick, Geralt, run, hurry. Don't. It's not timed. You can spend an hour or 2 hours looting that place. You don't have to run through in a hurry. The game just likes to rush you, and you don't need to rush. But there's some insanely rare loot, extremely overpowered, insanely rare loot that is only available in that room. And if you don't turn over every stone, you're not going to find it. Is there 5 pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 pieces of loot down there that you can only get down there. And if you want the full set has 14 pieces, because everything is duplicated. If you want the full set, kill Regis. That's how you get the full set. Have fun figuring out how to do that. So many people don't know that Regis can die. That Regis can die. That's a thing in this game. Most people never know that. Where did we leave our horse? I'm looking for our horse. Hey, we're going around the back direction, right? Because we didn't come through where the gallows was. Yeah, I think we left our horse back in here. We did that ending. We did the Dead Regis ending for the game in the first Avallac'h playthrough. And I knew what that quest was and what we were walking into, because Geralt's gonna die too. It's a rare ending to the game, which a lot of people are not aware that there are alternate endings of the game. Everybody will talk about the 3 Ciri endings. Well, yeah. You can end the game at the Battle of Caermarthen if you kill Avallac'h, because he needs to save Ciri, and if he's dead, well, yeah. You ended the game really early. That's a very rare ending. You can end the game by coming here before Caermarthen and doing this whole Teshumutna stuff and following Regis from Teshumutna to elsewhere. Most people don't. Most people get all hyped up because, oh, sex quest, we gotta go follow the sex quest. So they follow the sex quest. They never even become aware that there is a very rare ending where you can kill Geralt and Regis. And we picked that ending for the first Avallac'h playthrough, because we'd already done it with Geralt. Decided, hey, let's do it with Avallac'h. Shocked the hell out of everybody in chat, because most of them had never seen that end. Most of them had no clue what that ending was or that it even existed. We just walked into it and I'm like, oh, well, that happened. And everybody in my chat is like, wait, did you know that was going to happen? I was like, yeah. Now we got to reload the game, because we did make a save file ahead of time, because it loads. It's not a death where, like, we fell off a building. No, it's a death that loads end credits. It is an ending of the game. Probably the most brutal, bloody death you could see in the game. So we got to see Avallac'h chopped up, and everybody's like, you knew this? And you just walked Avallac'h into that? They were horrified that I did that. And I was like, yeah. We want every screenshot of Avallac'h we could get in the game, even that one. I mean, we used a scale mod, which is hysterical. People who hate Avallac'h and are weird people who, they've got this thing where, oh, you like Avallac'h? Let's try to make you mad by killing Avallac'h. I guarantee there's no way you could kill Avallac'h in this game that we haven't already done. But then people find the scale mod, and they will run that mod on their game, and then send me screenshots, and they're like, look, we killed Avallac'h, look at all these ways we killed Avallac'h. And they do this instigative thing, trying to get me mad, and I just laugh at them, which makes them mad, because, yeah, go watch the Gels playthrough. We used the scale mod on the Gels playthrough. So every single possible way you could kill anybody in the game, we have screenshots of Gels killing Avallac'h. Over and over and over and over again. There's one guy when we're doing that, and he's like, you like Avallac'h, why are you doing this to him? Did we just find it? Is this what we were looking for? I think we just found it. Nope. This is not what we were looking for, but we were near it. It was near this. We just found Regis. We should go visit Regis. Can we visit Regis without triggering stuff? I think we can, but I'm going to make a save file in case. I know we have this quest already started. By the way, this is the Teshimutna quest, which we don't want to do. We're not ready to do the Teshimutna quest. However, I think we can come in here. We have the Teshimutna quest activated. Ladder bug is affecting stairs. But we have the Teshimutna quest started. I can't remember how far into it we are. I think the next time we talk to Regis is going to trigger that. Which, there goes Regis. There's Regis. Where are you? You went up there? There you are. Regis, if you don't know, is one of my favorite characters. There was a time when I actually liked Regis better than Avallac'h. And then I read the novels and liked Avallac'h better. Before I read the novels, based on the information in the game, I liked Regis better than Avallac'h. And there you are. Can we click on you? Okay, yeah, no, we're good. I was gonna say, where in the quest are we if he says that? We have a,
See now, wait. There's a safe distance from the
who is BB? Is BB Tyler right now? We keep swapping BB out. Oh, we have to go do a quest for BB. Marlena? We have to do the Marlena quest and take her to BB. Then come back here and talk to Regis. That's where we're at in the Teshimutna quest. And I think, is that the last step that actually triggers the ability to unlock Teshimutna? Or do we have another step after that?
That's me.
Anyways, based off just the information in the game, Regis was my favorite character. And then after I read the novels, he remained very close to being a favorite character. He still is one of my favorite characters. But by the time I got done reading the novels, Avallac'h had become my favorite character.
Alright. I'd rather not loiter on the street any longer than necessary.
Which is why the first time we did a non-Geralt playthrough, we played as Gels to test it out, and then we played as Regis. And people who see me playing the Avallac'h playthrough, they're like, why'd you get rid of Geralt? Oh, we got rid of Geralt so many playthroughs ago, way long before we started playing as Avallac'h. We tested it out with Gels to find out, because Gels was also a character that I liked more than Avallac'h. Again, based off of information in the game, because I hadn't yet read the novels. So we played the game as Gels, and had Avallac'h as a travel companion at that point, and went around killing Avallac'h over and over again, because that was fun. Then we played the game as Regis, traveling with Dettlaff. Oh, we needed that. I wanted that. I didn't know where it was. We should have now unlocked the ability to get something else, but I don't remember what. Okay. You give us gauntlets and steel sword, which we've already found. No, we found... Yes. We found gauntlets and steel sword. We need armor. Okay. You give us trousers, gauntlet, crossbow. Okay, we've got those. Silver sword, boots, crossbow. That's Kieran stuff. We're looking for the one that gives us the saddle. And that's a radish mod, that's not a thing that's in the game. We did those playthroughs, those two playthroughs, we did both of them alongside the third Geralt playthrough. Same way we're doing the second Avallac'h playthrough and the third Avallac'h playthrough back and forth side by side. Because I've got multiple save files.
This is Ted Down. The world destroyed by the White
Can't get back out this direction, right? You can get in this direction, but I think you can't get back out this way because there's like a... It's a hole at the bottom of a coffin, right? That you had to jump into to get down here. This, right? Yeah, we can't get back out of here. Can you? No, no, no. Stop trying to climb. Can you jump up it? Yeah, it's too steep. Alright. So we have to go back out the way we came in. There's another room. How'd we miss that? I know there's another room. We missed one of the rooms. This the room we missed? No? No, this Regis up there.
So let's change the subject.
You can't get up there? And that's where we just were anyway, so you don't need to be up there. Alright. Wait, what are you scared of? Are you scared of Regis, or is there something else here scaring you? This is the room we missed. This is an Easter egg, but I can't remember what the Easter egg is. There's a sword here. We've already gotten it because it's not here anymore. The first time you come in here, there's a sword laying on top of this coffin, and you pick it up, and Geralt says something, and I can't remember what he says. It's an Easter egg to something. Like another video game, maybe Legend of Zelda, I can't remember. It's a sword from something, it's a sword, yeah, see there's a sword case sitting there and you pick up the sword off that case. And we've already done that and I cannot remember what it was. I'm thinking it's the Legend of Zelda sword. Somewhere in the game you can get the legendary sword from Legend of Zelda. That's a thing that the game developers put in the game. There's a lot of Easter eggs like that. And a lot of them I don't know because I don't know the games they reference. There are tons of Easter eggs in this game that reference other games. And a lot of them are games I never played, so I don't notice them. And somebody will point it out and they're like, that's an Easter egg for that. And I was like, okay. No clue. Wait a minute. Wait. We're back here. We don't want to be back here. We took a wrong turn. Like we always do. What else would we do? We're always taking wrong turns. We want to go back here to get back to Regis. Where's the door we came in? Because now we're lost. It's up here, right? Is this where we came in? Came in here? No. No, this is going back up to where Regis is. Wow, does it not take much for me to get lost? I get lost so bad in this game. Is this...
At times, one must
This is going to go back where we were, right? Wait a minute. Can we tell from the map where we are? No. We're stuck in Regis's house. How did I do this? That's where we just came from, right? Okay. I need to reorient myself. This is where we just came from. Okay. So was that not the right way? Did we do something wrong over here? I don't know. We're going to go back in here and look, because I have thoroughly confused myself now. Okay, that's where that was. And that also goes over there. This is what I was talking about earlier, where I need to pay attention to what I'm walking past better so we don't keep getting lost. I am so good at getting lost in this game. In places like this where I shouldn't get lost, but there I did. Alright.
I thought it might lead to a passage. After all, that is what lighthouses
Is this where we came in? No. No. This is... Who knows? I confused myself. Read? What are we reading? He lived so long he died of boredom. That sounds like Avallac'h. That's what Avallac'h talks about in the novels, is the fact that he is bored out of his mind. He's done everything, seen everything, been everywhere. There's nothing left for him to do. Thousands of years old with nothing left to do. Is this the one we want?
can't very well
Wait a minute. What are you? Okay. Somebody asked me a while back, because they noticed in my inventory I had it. And they're like, "That's the Legend of Zelda sword. Where did you get that?" I was like, I don't know. I don't pay attention when I loot these things. I do not pay attention to what they are. We just grab all the loot, and later I'm like, huh, where did I get that? When did I get that? I just picked up so much loot and never looked to see what any of it was. But I'm thinking that's where we got it.
Took you a while. Did you run into trouble?
Okay. So now we've done this. You can read all of these tombstones also we've done that before. You just go through and read them all, and there are a lot of Easter eggs to a lot of stuff. Is that the water over there that we were talking about? Wait a minute. Let's head this way. Because I think this cemetery is near the thing we're looking for. I can't remember. Okay, water. This is the water the prison is in. Okay, this is the wrong water. We want the water on the other side. Right? Regis, we should have meditated while we were there at Regis, because why is he so tired so fast? But Regis is a safe place. He's one of the places we would stop to meditate. What's this? Wait. What's this? Where are we? I don't know. We're now heading up the mountain. We're heading back up to Teshimutna, right? Which is not what we wanted to do. There was a road heading away from Teshimutna, and I said, if we can get on that road, that takes us right to where we're going. Okay. Most places in Toussaint, you can't go far off the map. The Toussaint map glitches bad if you get off of it. We like galloping our horse, so we're going to gallop our horse. Pendants to our house, border woods. Yeah, that's also the end of the map. This is an area. It has edge of the map all around Teshimutna, doesn't it? I don't know what road we're on now. Except I know we're in Bargas territory. We near Smeagol? We're near Smeagol. That's not where we want to be. Oh, wait. That is where we want to be. We're actually really close to where we want to be. We're right beside it. We should be able to see it. That I recognize that guy that just called out for help there. He's right beside where we want to be. It is so well hidden that we can never see it coming from this direction. That was my whole point, that I want to try to find it from this direction, because we do always go by it. Is that it there? Should be Barghast coming after us, right? Yes. I see it. Wow, is it hard to find from this direction? That's what we were looking for. For some reason we can't get off our horse. I'm trying to get him off the horse and he just won't get off the horse. I think he glitched a horse out when the thing attacked. We've had that happen before where the horse glitched out and we just could not get off the horse. It glued him to the horse. You're trying to attack. You two are trying to run. That means there's something else. I know there's Barghast all over this area. There's also vampires in this area, which I think once you kill them, they don't come back, and I think we already did that. But this is the thing we started looking for, what, a week ago? The whole reason we came to Toussaint. That I couldn't remember how to pronounce. It's easy to find if you come up the river. If you go up the river, because you can see it from the river. But every time we come from the land, we can never find it. We always go right by it. And I know we already did a lot of it. There's a quest here. Did we do the quest here? I think we already did the quest here. But it is the same 3D model. That's what confused me when we found that other one, and I was like, wait a minute. This isn't Toussaint. How did we find it in Velin? That was the whole reason we came here, because I was thinking they were both the same place, and there's two of them. One in Velin and one in Toussaint. And it is the same 3D model. The difference is here you can go inside of it, and in Velin you can't. Velin's closed up. This one has the ability to go inside. Are you still quest locked, or have we done this? Looks like we've already done it since we just walked in. Yeah, I was thinking we already did this quest in this place. Hey, Rask, you back? And this is where the king is buried, right? Is this where that is? Where it tells you the story when you find there's like 4 or 5 different letters you find. It tells you pieces of stuff. And all together, oh, are we right under that? We're right under that, aren't we? You know what? I didn't never realize that before. This is the king. He's buried under here somewhere. When you find all of the information, all the letters, and you read them all together, it's like part 1 through 5, several letters in a diary and stuff, and if you read them all together, it tells you the story of, it's written by an elf. It's like the bodyguard for the king, and it tells you this story of the humans came in and massacred the elves. And the elves didn't have any weapons, they weren't able to fight back. So they fled, and they started going into the caves and going deeper and deeper, and the humans just kept coming after them.
So unfortunate.
And they finally killed them all,
I'd hoped you wouldn't have to witness this.
except for the king and a couple of his bodyguards. And they tried to flee. They tried to flee, and the king ended up getting killed. And the bodyguards tried to build a tomb for the king, and when they did, the humans tombed them all up in it. They knocked it over on top of them and crushed them. And one of them escaped. A mage escaped. And he built a statue of the king. There's the king's tomb. Yeah, this is the king's tomb. He built a statue of the king and sent it to the human king. And then you find it. There's a quest where you find that statue. And we should be really close to it. Yes, here it is. You find that statue in here. This is that guy when we just ran by, and I said a guy called out to me, and I knew we were really close because I recognized what he was saying. It's that quest. If you stop to help him, he tells you that everybody in this place was massacred, and he tried to help him and he got hurt, but he didn't know what happened. So you go in and look, and you find one guy survived, and there's all these statues all over the place. It's the statues. When you read the letters here, it's the statues that was built by the mage that was protecting this king. And that information doesn't come from the novels. That's strictly game-only information. Just comes from the books you find in the game. It matches very closely, though, to the story of Avallac'h and Laura Darren, which is almost identical.
At last.
Right down to the statues. Avallac'h in the novels is a mage who makes statues out of dead people, including Laura Darren. And he's the mage who was protecting Laura Darren. Huge contradictions with the game and the novels, because in the novels, there were only 15 male elves left. They were the last ones. They'd all been killed. And then in the game, you see can't open that? Alright. It's over here, right? I can hear a place of power. We're really close to a place of power, and I know it's somewhere here. I can't remember. How did we find it? I can hear it, though. We're close enough to be hearing it. Were we under it? Is it up here? But the elves had no weapons in the novels. It's getting louder. It's over us, right? We keep going under it, I think. How do we get up there? Can you jump up there? Oh no, you can't jump up there. I think there's just a simple stairs that takes us up here. We just have to keep going around. I can't remember. It's been so long since we last been here.
See that? This place is Ryan's house. It's such an hour. It's gotta be.
Well, we're getting close to it because he's now yapping about it in Geralt's voice. Why is that glowing like that? There it is. It's glowing from this, right? Down underneath? What type of place of power are you? You're Quen, right? What do we got active? I don't know. Do we have one active? We have Erden active. You know, we almost never use Erden. We do use Quen. We'll take Quen one. Ard's the one we want. Ard's what we use all the time. But Quen will work. Gillis is scared of something. What is causing that glow? I was thinking it was the place of power thing, but no, that's over here. Got a glitched out campfire, I guess. Oh, you know what? You need to meditate. I just mentioned that a little while ago. Are you overburdened? You can't be, can you? No, you're not. 4 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does he need more than 4 now? It was 4 hours when I checked it before. I didn't check it just now. Yeah, try it. What are you doing? Why are you glitching? Okay. It's being glitched out. Yeah, it's just because we're indoors. Wait, did that say? It did say gather herbs.
It's possible. I like your words too. Zirel is the lady of time and space. I barely know how to use this arcane knowledge to
Boy, does that contradict the novels. Absolutely reverse of the novels. Ciri didn't know how to do shit. Nor could she do shit. Avallac'h is a scion known as the Knowing One. That's why a lot of people can't find him in the novels. I've had so many people that tell me, I've read the novels and I can't find him. Where is he?
You've not let me down today.
Well, they don't call him Avallac'h in the novels, so yeah, have fun. He's the Knowing One. When you encounter a character called the Knowing One, that is Avallac'h. Calls him Avallac'h once when he introduces himself to Geralt, 7 pages after you've been talking to him for quite a long time, and Geralt finally goes, "Who are you? Oh yeah, I've got to tell you my name." And the same thing happens again later when he meets Ciri, and you have page after page after page after page of Ciri and this elf. And finally Ciri's like, you know, you never told me your name. Did you get, again, same thing, Curvana, Spain, Epkaram, and Maca, more commonly known as Avallac'h. And that's it. It's known as the Ernest Hemingway style of writing. If you've never read Ernest Hemingway, I would recommend you read some Ernest Hemingway before you try to read the Witcher novels. So you can learn how to figure out which of the 10 characters in this conversation is which, based only on their phraseology. Because never are you going to encounter he said, she said, this name said, that name said. Those don't exist. Neither does grammar or paragraphs or anything else. It's very, very, very difficult to read the Ernest Hemingway style of writing. But every time it mentions anything about Avallac'h, it calls him the knowing one. Unless you're talking to Starry Eyes, who calls him the fox. And then most of what you see with Avallac'h is Ciri. Telling you where Avallac'h's hands are, usually somewhere up inside her panties, because that's where his hands usually are. Almost every scene of Avallac'h tells you where his hands are. Which is why people hate him. And why people miss him. They're always... But there was no Avallac'h. Yeah, there was no Avallac'h. That's the thing. It doesn't call him Avallac'h in the novels. And if you don't know that, you are going to miss him. Ciri referred to him as the elf with the triangle face, the elf with gentle hands like Missile, the white-skinned elf, the blue-eyed elf, or the blonde-haired elf.
Such drastic means are always necessary.
He's the only elf with white skin, he's the only elf with blue eyes, he's the only elf with blonde hair. He's no albino. All the other elves had black skin. Are you coming up? What are you doing? You fell off the bed. Did you know you fell off the bed? Marcy is making a nest in her blanket, but she's on the floor doing it. I don't think she realizes she's fallen off the bed.
For example, what such passage will open soon near where we are opportunities.
Also, Ciri has a hand fetish, which you'll get sick of fast. Everybody in the novels who Ciri has sex with, which is 138 people. Avallac'h is number 69, both ways. Everybody who Ciri has sex with, all 138 of them, the only thing Ciri cares about is their hands. So you get all these descriptions of this one's hands and that one's hands and this one's hands, and let me compare this one's hands to that one's hands and compare both of them to this one's hands, and there are entire chapters that are nothing but Ciri sitting there comparing sex partner hands. And that's where you run into, so is she talking about Oberon or Avallac'h? Both. And I don't know, are they both there at the same time or not? That's really confusing. I have diagrammed that entire chapter. And I still don't know, are they both in bed with her at the same time or not? But you get lots of descriptions of Oberon has rough hands that are nothing like Missile, and Avallac'h has gentle hands exactly like Missile. It's the only reason she obsesses over Avallac'h is because Missile is dead, and we can't obsess over Missile's hands anymore. And Avallac'h has hands just like Missile, so let's obsess over Avallac'h's hands. 90% of Avallac'h's scenes are Ciri obsessing over Avallac'h's hands. Which again, would you realize what Avallac'h is doing in the novels? Then you realize why people hate him, because he kind of was just molesting Ciri constantly, non-stop. That is what he was doing. And Ciri didn't care. Oberon was doing the same thing, and Ciri didn't like it. So she kept running back to Avallac'h because she did like Avallac'h, she didn't like Oberon. In between that, Eridan Inteep's interrupted, and Avallac'h's always there to, don't you dare touch her, she's mine. The entire of Chapter 5 is Ciri trying to decide which one of the elves she wants to have sex with next. Almost every scene with Ciri in the novels is, who am I going to have sex with today? Which 10 people did I have sex with last night, and which 10 different people should I have sex with the next night? Ciri is sex crazy in the novels. Really bad. So I said, with these people who do this, Ciri is so sweet and so innocent and so wholesome, and I'm like, wow, have you never read the novels to find out what type of a whore she is? Boy, is she a whore. I have never encountered anybody in literature who literally just goes from bed to bed to bed to bed to bed to bed to bed from the time she is 7 years old until the time she is 14 years old. That's all she does. Nothing else. Absolutely nothing else.
At times, one must use reason rather than things.
There is more sex in each chapter of the Witcher novels than there is in the entire franchise of Come for Bigfoot, which, yes, I do have all 16 volumes of. Oh, people are already shocked. They're like, oh my god, nobody has that. I have it. I bought it before it was banned. You can't buy it anymore. So have fun trying to find a copy of it now. That's why it's like, I have that. I've said so many people try to get a copy of that. By Virginia Wade wrote it. So many people try to get copies of that. And because I collect Bizarro literature, which is what that is, I collect Bizarro literature. Obviously, I'm a fan of the Witcher novels. There's nothing more bizarre than those. And so people always want to know, do you have this book? Where can I get a copy of it? I don't know where you could get a copy of it today. It's banned everywhere. It was banned on Amazon, and it was banned on Smashwords. She used to have it on her website where you could just download it, but that ain't there anymore. I'm not sure why. Somebody had videos of it, and I think they've been banned now as well. Somebody had videos of it on X Hamster where somebody was reading it. So you used to be able to find an audio version of it there.
Alas, this oasis will different stages of existence.
But if you want something weirder with more sex, Witcher novels. There are more sex scenes in each chapter of the Witcher novels than there is in the entirety of Come for Bigfoot. So, that's something that a lot of people don't realize. Most people also don't realize the Witcher novels were banned in America for almost 40 years. They were not allowed to be sold in America. In their original versions, they're still not allowed to be sold in America. So if you only ever read the American editions of the Witcher novels, try reading the Polish versions. Find out how different they are. The ages of the characters are removed from the American editions, along with most of the sex scenes. My brother has a copy of the American editions, and he was listening to me one day. I was talking about some stuff that was in the novels, and he's like, wait a minute, I don't remember that. What page is it on? I know you know all these pages. I do. I have everything memorized. I know all the pages. So then he goes and he gets his copy, and he looks on that page, and he's like, this isn't here. But then he goes and gets my copy. And he's holding both volumes side by side, and he's like, oh my god, look at this. Your copy's like 400 pages, and my copy's like 200 pages. Look how much they removed. Yeah, I know. So I always tell people, don't read the American versions of the Witcher novels if you want to read how insane they are. They removed a lot in order to get them not banned. That's that interview with Andrzej Sapkowski where it was when the lawsuit was going on between him and CD Projekt Red. And he started having this rant. And he said, my books were New York Times bestsellers. No, they weren't. In order to become a New York Times bestseller, for starters, it can't be self-published. It can't be fan fiction. So, yeah, two things qualify it right there. But it also must sell 1 million copies in the first 6 months of its first edition release. It can't be a New York Times bestseller otherwise. Very, very difficult to get on the New York Times bestseller list. But that's where he ran into issues. He ran into a lot of issues in court because he was lying about his books. And he was going on about, well, my books were New York Times bestsellers, and they just made the game because my books were they weren't. His books were not. They became a bestseller, not New York Times. They became bestseller because of the Netflix series a year ago. And if COVID-19 hadn't stuffed everybody in stay-at-home orders, they probably wouldn't have. The Witcher Netflix series got released just before the stay-at-home orders went out. So everybody watched the show, and then everybody's like, well, we're stuck at home, let's read the novels. That's the only reason the Witcher series novels became bestsellers. They were considered obscure. They were also banned in America. They only published the American editions because of the Netflix series. They didn't exist before the Netflix series. If you wanted to read it, you had to get European copies. And English editions are not easy to find in the European ones.
I see you touched a tennis sport. So let's change the subject. Care for a drink?
Well, now we found what we came to find. Now what? That's the whole reason we came to Tucson. We did what we went to Tucson to do. Where'd we leave our horse? We got off our horse when the barghasts attacked. And that was just before we found this place. So our horse is on the other side. Yes, anybody who's read the Witcher novels knows how hysterically impossible that is. Have you ever seen magic in the Witcher novels? Well, we want to open a portal. So first we have to capture a unicorn, which is really not easy to do. First we have to capture a unicorn, then we have to tie it down, and then we have to paint all these things with all this blood from all these other creatures, and we have to take the unicorn's horn off and stab the unicorn with its own horn, drain its blood from its heart, draw all these little sigils and symbols in here, wait for a full moon, 4 or 5 weeks go by. Now a portal will open! And what do we see in the game? Poof! Snap our fingers! Hey, look! Portal! Great. Also, Avallac'h and Yennefer were the only two who knew how to do anything with portals because, hey, they knew how to kill unicorns. And there was a reason people didn't like killing unicorns, because unicorns were human shapeshifters who could take the form of a horse with a horn. So, it meant killing a human, not a horse. Which, again, Yennefer and Avallac'h had no issues with. But most people were not going to kill a unicorn. And yet every single mage, it's just snap your fingers, here's a portal. Every mage in the game. And Avallac'h, who is the knowing one and literally knows everything, that's why he's the knowing one, because he sees all and hears all at once. He can see every single thing going on inside of every mind of every person in the entire universe. That's why he's insane. But he knows everything. He knows everything that has ever happened in the entirety of history, all the way back to the beginning of the universe. He knows everything that is going to happen, all the way to the end of the universe. He knows everything that is happening. There is no magic he doesn't know how to do on an extremely expert level, simply because he can see into the minds of every mage everywhere in the universe. There's also only 16 mages in the universe. How many mages are there in the game? There's 31 that you save in that quest with Triss Merigold. And then you supposedly have this school where, oh, look, they killed hundreds more. Here's Margarita to tell you. Mages were incredibly rare. Basically every planet might maybe have one. The game makes it look like magic is just everywhere, and it wasn't in the novels. There were people who, they were like in tune to energy. They knew how to utilize it. But there were so few of them. In the game you have Eredin's able to use magic. Why? Eredin wasn't a mage, and magic wasn't something that elves just did. There's so many inaccuracies in the game. Orson despawned it, because now we're back by the road, and I thought we came off the road in through to here. We came through this section where all these flowers were. That's why we came back here to these flowers. So our horse should be... Is that our horse up there? I thought our horse should be right over here somewhere. I can't see. What it was that I saw, whatever it was I saw, I can't see it now. We went down a hill and now I can't see what I was looking at that I thought might have been our horse. We'll pick flowers. Sooner or later we'll find our horse. There's our horse. That was our horse I could see back there. Alright.
Exquisite irony. Have I given you cause to doubt my intentions?
So where do we want to go now? Now that we found the thing and confirmed, yeah, it is the same texture file. That's why it confused me. Not texture file, 3D model. It's the same 3D model. I guess now we wander at random until we find something, like we always do. We're right at that bridge. It's right beside that bridge. We were that close to it. We were just here. We were just here. We came off this bridge and picked these flowers. We were that close. Oh. It is hidden well in those trees. Wow. Siri wants a hug. We haven't hugged Siri all day. Hug Siri. Siri wants a hug. Might as well hug her. Yeah, your clothes are gone, aren't they? That's right. We can't have Siri dressed love friendly to the novels. Yeah, Twitch. That was also a thing in the novels. She refused to put a top on, which was constantly horrifying Avallac'h, who was constantly trying to put a top on her. He didn't like her going out in public dressed like a barbarian. He didn't seem to mind her doing it around the house. He just didn't like her doing it outside. There's a scene where Siri's got a blouse on and she takes it off and throws it away because I'm not wearing one of those things. So he puts a scarf around her and she takes that off. He can't get her to keep her clothes on. Siri is so wild and crazy and absolutely out of her mind in the novels. She was raised by Yennefer, too. Just to say something about Yennefer. Yennefer is one of those characters where you're like, is she the same person from one chapter to the next? You get these scenes where she is just so damn mean to Siri on horrible levels. She's one of the worst for how she treats Siri. One of the worst people. And then right the next chapter, complete turnaround. And you get these scenes with Siri and Mummy Yennefer that it's like this isn't the same Yennefer we saw in the last chapter. Yennefer is so damn bipolar that way. She goes from being this loving Mummy Yennefer to evil, hateful stepmother, back to loving Mummy Yennefer. She switches back and forth. It's bizarre because she is so completely the opposite from one to the other. It's not like it's written intended for her to be a dual personality either. It's like the author wrote this scene over here, and then a few weeks later he forgot he wrote that, so he wrote a different scene, which seems to be an issue with a lot in the Witcher novels. It's apparent that Andrzej Sapkowski has some serious memory problems and couldn't remember what he wrote from one chapter to the next. There's huge levels of inaccuracies because of that. That's where you see debates over Ciri's eyes. What color are her eyes? Well, it depends. Which chapter of which novel are you reading? I base everything off of Chapter 5 of Lady of the Lake. If the information is in Chapter 5 of Lady of the Lake, that's what I go by. In Chapter 5 of Lady of the Lake, Ciri has ethereal blue eyes. So we have her with blue eyes in the game. But she has eyes of every single color, depending on what crayon was nearest Andrzej Sapkowski or something. I don't know. It is so bizarre. There was a debate for a while with people arguing, does Ciri have black skin or white skin? Well, we are told that the elves are black. And then we are told that Ciri looks like an elf. That indicates she has black skin. But then we're also told Avallac'h is the only elf with white skin. Laura Darren, who is Avallac'h's clone, looks completely identical to Avallac'h. And Ciri, who is Laura Darren's fourth great-granddaughter, looks completely identical to Laura Darren. And we're also told that Avallac'h and Ciri both have the same shade of blue eyes and the same shade of blonde hair, and they both have the same shade of white skin. Ciri and Avallac'h are supposed to look like identical twins. That contradicts other stuff you're told earlier in the series. There's so many contradictions, and not just from one book to the next, but just from one chapter to the next within the same book. And every character has them. Yennefer's probably the worst for it. When you're introduced to Yennefer, you are told that she is a pixie. She's a type of fairy. She is only around 3 feet tall. She is shorter than Uma. She is only around 3 feet tall. She has no chin because she has no jaw. Her eyes are 3 times the size of the eyes of a human and take up most of her face, making her have a very spider bug-eye look. Her nose is so thin and so narrow that you can't tell she has a nose, and it is questionable does she have lips or not. When she has lips, it's only because she paints them on. That is how we are introduced to Yennefer. And then later, we're told she's a grave hag. who shapeshifts to look like a human. And then still later, we're given a completely different story, where we're then told her mother was a half-elf, so she is 1/4 elf, and her father beat up her mother when she was pregnant, which caused Yennefer to be this hunchback, crippled, horrible, hideous thing that couldn't be recognized as humanoid. And he ends up beating her mother to death after she's born. And then, when she's 83 years old, when Yennefer is 83 years old, she finally escapes from this abusive father and ends up living with this woman, I can't remember her name, begins with a T, who teaches her how to become a sorceress. And she ends up going through this whole mystical surgery, I guess you would call it, that changes her, so now she looks like she's 15 years old, even though she's 83 years old, and she's no longer a hunchback. And Geralt's a pedophile, that's why he starts going after her, because now she looks 15. If you have issues with pedophiles, you're going to hate Geralt and Dandelion really bad. Because that's a big problem for both of them in the novels. But those 3 descriptions of Yennefer, it's 3 different times she's introduced, and each time it's as though you're meeting her for the first time. And it's like a completely different character each time. And you're left wondering which one is accurate. I mean, this is how she's introduced, and then here's how she's introduced, and then here's how she's introduced. And they don't match up. The 3 introductions of her do not match up one with the other. It's just such a huge contradiction. And the Netflix series obviously went with the Hunchback story. That's the one they use in the Netflix series. But that's not the one that's considered canon. The one that's considered canon for people who read the novels is the very first description of her, which is the pixie one. People who've read the novels and know the series from the novels first, that's the one they go by. They go by the one where she's a pixie. And so they don't like either the game or the Netflix series because they both go with the humanoid version of her. Are we back to Tish a minute? We are. I know part of the problem was the Witcher novels were not originally written as novels. It was a set of short stories written for a fanzine magazine, a printed magazine. And each chapter, if you take each chapter of the Witcher novels and read it, it is a complete beginning, middle, and end. Every chapter. Because every chapter was originally a standalone short story. And there are scenes that are side by side in the novels that this chapter he wrote 14 years before the next chapter right after it. And then the next chapter right after it was written in between those, 6 years after this one and 8 years before that one. And you can tell that a lot of years went by between each chapter and that the chapters are not written in order by the fact that there are so many inconsistencies from one scene to the next. It's very obvious that that was the situation. There's merchants here. This is that place I was talking about earlier, where we had the Fisher King with us. And there was a monster attacking, and it was one of those ones that was glitched out so it wouldn't die. It was over here. It spawned in from random encounters. Where was it? It was up here more, right? There's a pig farm. We were just talking about it at the start of the stream. Yeah, it's up here. There's the pigs. It was up here. It was right here in this bend. Random encounters had spawned a monster in. And it was one of those ones that was glitched out and it wouldn't die. And he was just attacking it and attacking it. And we kept going. I think I went down and talked to the merchants down there or something. But when we came back, he was still attacking it. But there was a pile of dead merchants here because there's a traveling merchant kept coming through and kept getting killed. And ever since that happened, none of the traveling merchants in this area will talk to us anymore. When we click on them, they say something and keep going. We broke traveling merchants somehow. Oh, we got a whole field of purple cows. Oh, the purple cows. More friendly purple cows also. For people who are like, the Witcher series is just like Game of Thrones. Yes, do they have purple cows? Because they do in the Witcher novels. I have requested this mod for so many years. Somebody finally made it. So I didn't know how to make it. I couldn't figure out how to make it. But somebody finally made it. I've had a request for this mod for 3 years? It's been 3 years? It's been about 3 years, yeah. Has it been 4 years? I could put a request out for that mod almost 4 years ago now. But cows in the Witcher series are purple. So, why did they make them not purple in the game? I don't know, but they're purple in the game now. Also, boats are made out of cotton candy and are pink and fly over the top of the water. Don't sink into the water. Grass is also pink and grows like fur because, you know, the planet's alive. So much like Game of Thrones. People need to read the Witcher novels before they compare them to the Game of Thrones. Because, yeah, nothing like Game of Thrones. Is that a clue that we should be looking for a bag of buried gold coins somewhere? There's 3 merchants here? Are there 3 merchants here? How many merchants are here? You're the one with the purple sleeves that I like. I need to make some type of a costume that I can put those sleeves on because I like those sleeves. Why are you selling one of those? I don't know why you're selling one of those, but I'm gonna buy it. Now we have 3 of them. Oh, you pay really low prices for stuff. Very low. We do have, okay, so neat. Because Avallac'h's a vegetarian. Who goes fishing? That's another contradiction. He's a vegetarian. He's a fauna rights activist. Yet he goes fishing. A lot. And you could look at that and say, oh, well, a lot of fishermen just go out and sit on a boat. They don't actually fish. True. However, not Avallac'h. Because you get a scene where Ciri asks him about it. And the elves are starving to death. The humans are starving to death. There's a massive famine. Everybody on the entire planet is starving to death. Livestock is gone. Most plants are gone. For some reason, the fish haven't died out. So he's fishing to provide food for people. Because he's a damn good fisherman. So he can catch a lot of fish. He's a hooker. That has caused interesting things in my chat. Idiots who don't know what a hooker is. Because Americans have to make a sex term for every single word on the planet. So, idiot Americans who don't know what a hooker is because, oh, sex! A hooker is a type of fisherman who puts lines on the back of the boat with dozens of hooks instead of just one rod with one line and one hook. So they're able to catch hundreds of fish in the same amount of time as someone who catches 1 or 2. That has been a definition of a hooker for more than 12,000 years. So. When I say Avallac'h's a hooker, that's what I mean. The actual dictionary definition of the word. I've gotten so many emails from people looking for whores and prostitutes in his lab, in the game, and then find Avallac'h, who is, there she is, right there with us, and wanted to, who is she? Is she a hooker? No. No, she's his bodyguard. Read the novels. Reading's not that hard. Just read the novels.
I'm sure he wears.
Were we carrying Dimeridian? I remember picking up Dimeridian. Where'd that go? Did we sell it? I don't remember selling it. We just picked it up within the last hour. I commented on it when I picked it up that we shouldn't pick it up. It's Dimeridian. And the only merchant we've been to is that merchant we just talked to. Did I sell him Dimeridian and not notice that I did? Did we pick it up before he died? When he fell off the tower? And did we not pick it up again when we reloaded the game? That's possible. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. We can dismantle stuff here. Wait a minute. We had stuff to dismantle. That's better than just drown your brain, isn't it? Was it? Have we got a big storm happening? I can smell the ocean churned up. And I should be able to, not this distance from it. We're about 2 miles inland where I am right now. Not in Avallac'h right now. When I'm in Avallac'h, we're right on the beach. Right on the beach. We're a few inches from the ocean. We do have a storm happening, but in order to smell the seaweed churned up like that, that's generally tropical storms and hurricanes that cause that. Do we have a squall happening? They did say we could get up to 8 feet of snow. That was Kit. Because I see Kit just showed up. Did you fall off of something? What did you noise you did? And think none of these are gonna be, no, none of those are gonna be. I have to go find that mod and fix it. Can't remember which mod's causing it. I fixed it before. We went and remerged all the mods together, and I forgot to go and take that set of mods and merge them separately. So we've got this bug happening again. It hasn't been that big of an issue, but it can become a big issue if it reaches a point where we're carrying more things that we can't sell than what we can carry, and it's getting to that point. We don't have anything that you pay for? We don't, do we? Okay. We can get your last coins. That was 2. The third one is over. Where'd our horse go? There's our horse went. The third one is down the end of that road, so we're going to take our horse. We can't get on our horse. There we go. There should be 4 merchants here, but one of them is glitched out. That was weird. Our horse did that thing that it does. Also, what are you doing? There is a cat on top of the fish tank. Have we got some type of a grid here? It's like it's loading. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna have to go to bed soon. What time is it? 7:30 a.m. No wonder I'm tired. I haven't gone to bed yet. It's time to get up. Alright with us. Click on her from back there. How do we click on it?
Show me what you're selling.
You don't have that one that we started buying, do you? You have, is that, do we already have that? It says I've already read it, yeah, okay. There's some sort of a weird lag happening. It happened when we went, our horse went under that gateway, and then when we walked in the door, now it's happening when we're trying to buy and sell stuff here. That's diamonds, right? Yeah. Keep the diamonds. I can't remember why, but I remember we needed them for something. So we accidentally sold them, and then we had to go back and get them all over again. I think we have enough now. I don't remember what we needed them for. Who knows how many enough is. figure it out at some point. $31 for halved? Really? I would think there would be only one or two. 31 for broken. Why are you paying so much for junk? That's actual junk. And this place
Should be going. Farewell.
is an inn or something, ain't it? Can't we can stop and stay here.
Is that sufficient? Does it satisfy your curiosity? Ready now?
You don't have rooms here, right? It's just like a tavern. It's a pub. Can we get up there? Can we get up there? Can we get up there if we stand on your table?
Where are you trains?
We want to traipse on your meat pie. That's where we're traipsing. We're trying to get up here. It looks like we should be able to get up there. We can usually get up on these things. There's none over here? Why is there none over here? Do you have an upstairs? That looks like you have an upstairs. This just goes back outside, right? Yeah. You have an upstairs. I can see that you have an upstairs.
Are you out of Spain? My God.
Is there really no way up there? Why are you stuck on it? What's the outside of this building look like? Yes, we just came from there. We can get on the outside of the roof. How do you get to your second floor? You have a second floor. I can see it. There's no way to get in it. Is this that one that has a balcony on the front? We tried to fall into it and we died many times. No? It's the same 3D model without the balcony, right? Somewhere it's in Tucson. There's a house, it had a second floor and we couldn't get into it. And then I realized on the front there was a balcony. So we jumped up on the roof and we kept trying to jump off the roof and land on the balcony. And we kept missing it. And we never did find a way to get in it. We just kept falling off the roof and dying over and over again. This house has a second floor and we can't get in it. I was looking for a bedroom where we could stop and save because I'm tired and I want to go to bed. And I know where this bedroom where we can stop and save. Let me get off of here.
True, but she also means true. She must learn to control her abilities.
That's as hysterical as Siri calling Avallac'h a good teacher. There's our horse. Alright. We're going to go back over to this house because there's a house over here where we frequently stop and save. This house. Leave our horse here. Also, I just realized the grass has stopped loading again, hasn't it? Wasn't the grass loaded a few minutes ago when we were here? Something happened when it did that glitch back there, didn't it? Okay. I can't remember which door we go in here. But I think, ain't this where we have an upstairs bedroom that we stop at? Yes, it is.
In that case, let's go.
We will stop here then. And, oh wow, we've gone over 3 hours. Well, I haven't done that very often, have we? You've got a weird shadow thing happening the other time. Is it the clothesline? It's the shadow from the clothesline. It's glitched out. Something happened back there. We got some weird glitches happening. Alright. I guess I'll have to check and see what happened with the mods. Because something happened. The grass mod was working earlier because I was talking about the fact, hey, we got it fixed. And it crashed again. That's the desert mod. I can't remember what the name of it is. We reordered it to put it near the top, didn't we? Ain't that what I did? I don't know. Did something. I know where I fell, right? Yes. That. Yeah, we reordered that. I'm gonna reorder you higher. We reordered it to get it above the HD graphics mod. But there's other mods added in texture files as well. It's a KNG mod though, so yeah. We can expect game crashes. Alright, that puts you up here. Reload the game again, see, does that fix it? It's annoying when the mods do some type of crash in the middle of the game where it's working and we haven't changed anything, and all of a sudden, for no reason at all, it stops working, which is what it just did. That's a common bug. something you can expect from using mods. Pretty much any game. Can I get a picture of you while you're doing this weird thing you're doing here? I got, at night, I put a big fur blanket over the top of the fish tank. Holds the heat in, so the heater doesn't have to run at night as much. So the cats are up there. You've lost your head. The cats are up there on top of the fish tank. Alright. We're going to go back outside. And the grass is back. Well, that's fixed. But it was already fixed, and I don't know why it stopped working. But now, weirdness with the shadow? Who knows? Most likely a mod, since I've never seen it happen before, and we use this. This is probably the house that we stop to save at more often than any other house in Tucson. And I've never seen it do this before. Obviously a mod, and I'm gonna guess the HD graphic 12th edition mod. It's the only mod we've changed recently that edits this type of a file. Oh, the HD graphics mod never had bugs until the 10th edition. It had a ton of bugs. They fixed a lot of them in the 11th edition, but then there were more bugs on top of that in the 11th edition, and the 11th edition was just completely unplayable, so we went back to the 10th edition, which most people did. Most people weren't using the 11th edition. They couldn't. It was just bugged out so bad. And now we've got the 12th edition, which came out in September. It came out September 23rd. Yeah, 12th birthday. That's why I can remember it. It came out September 23rd. And a lot of the bugs in the 10th and 11th edition have been fixed. Not all of them, though. And there appears to be a lot more bugs than what there were originally now. If you want bug-free, I think rolling back to the 9th edition is recommended. A lot of these bugs that we haven't showed up when I put the 12th edition on. So it's obviously what's causing them. I'm gonna have to open up and see what exactly it's edited in. It looks like usually the HD graphics mod edits the texture files only, and it looks like they might have started editing the chunk files and made some errors. These look like chunk file errors. And the HD graphics mod didn't used to edit chunk files. I'm thinking it looks like the 12th edition might now. Which can cause some pretty big errors if you don't know how to edit the chunk files properly. But they're not easy to edit. A lot of mods that I make are chunk file mods. Those are not easy to edit. I know, because that's why my game crashes all the time. We'll make some new mod and then the game just won't work. We have to take it back off. And that's what appears to be happening. But I don't know what exactly they edited in that mod, so I have to open it up and look. They're editing chunk files now. Probably I will have to take the entire mod, make a new mod, export all the files from their mod into the new mod, and then just go down through and delete the ones that are not working, or try to fix them, but time consuming. I've had a problem this entire last year and into this year of I don't have time to do a lot of things. That's why you've seen fewer streams and shorter streams. I have been incredibly sick. And it hasn't gone away yet. And the doctors don't know what it is. So. And yippee skippies, Obamacare is back. Oh, lovely. If you don't live in Maine or you don't know anything about Obamacare, Obamacare only works in 23 of the 50 states. And Maine is one of the states that opted out and doesn't have it. Obamacare, in theory, gives everybody who lives in a qualifying state, only 23 of them, everybody who lives in the 23 qualifying states, cheaper healthcare, easier healthcare, but everybody who lives in the 26, 27 unqualifying states, Maine being one of them, has higher healthcare to pay for the 23 states that have lower healthcare. So, our healthcare is about to skyrocket again because Biden just decided, hey, look, let's undo this thing. The only good thing Trump did. He didn't do much that was good. He got rid of the fucking Obamacare so that we in Maine could actually have medical system. Biden put it back in place. So, as of yesterday, we in Maine no longer have access to any type of health care now. So that the 23 states who are the 23 wealthiest states can have free medical. Lovely. People who don't live in one of the states that doesn't qualify to receive Obamacare has no clue what a fucking shithead the Obamacare system really is. All the poorest states pay for the medical for the wealthiest states. That's why only half of the states get Obamacare. And I am 764% below the national poverty level. So, I don't qualify for medical at all. Another thing is people think you get Medicaid or Medicare depending on which one you qualify for, and they're like, oh, the government pays for your medicine. No, it doesn't. Read the fine print. It's a loan. And if your income isn't high enough for you to pay that money back, you can't get medical assistance. So many people don't know that until they sell their car or they sell their house, and all of a sudden they get a bill from the government that tells them, hey, we see you sold this asset for a lot of money. Guess what? We just garnished all that money out of your bank account to pay for all those medical expenses that we paid for with Medicaid. So, Medicare and Medicaid are not worth it. So many people, I have known so many people who they sold their house and all of a sudden they ended up homeless because the government took the money out of their bank account to pay back the Medicaid or the Medicare. Because they neglected to read the fine print and find out it's not the government paying for your medical bills. is the government giving you a loan and you gotta pay it back. I wish more people knew what the medical system was like in America. People outside of America have no idea. There's no clue. We've constantly got people asking, can't doctors do something? Well, let me think. Insulin is $3,000 per vial. Something that you have to take 4 times a day. It costs $12,000 a day to stay alive. That's just one medical expense. Have fun if you live in America and you have diabetes. Something I have to live with, so that's why I know what it's like. I am gonna go to bed. I am very tired. And it is almost 8 a.m. I've stayed up all night again. One of the advantages of being sick, you have no schedule. Ever. You sleep when you don't hurt. You're awake when you are hurting. You pass out when you've hurt so much that you've been not asleep for too long.